What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian, and if you've been here before, you might notice this is an entirely new setting. I actually moved offices, redid this entire thing, so I'll be making a video soon. Today we're gonna be doing a video about my favorite iPhone cases of 2024. We're gonna start off, I got a couple from the same places, but the first one we're gonna start off with is, of course, my favorite brand that I talk about here all the time, which is Andar. So I got two cases from them. One is in camel tan, and then one of them, I think it's just like brown, I think was like the name of the case. But the reason I love these cases is they're real, genuine leather. Not like genuine leather, like the fake stuff, like actual, like high quality, as good as you can get leather. All of their leather goods are pretty much exactly the same, which is why I keep promoting them on this channel, because they're just genuinely that good. The one I was rocking for a while is this camel tan one. And the wear and tear on this is probably my favorite part of it. It started out as like a lot lighter of a tan color, and then over probably, I don't know, 2-3 months, it got scratches, it got, worn and put in my jean pockets and in and out. And it ended up looking super good over that amount of time. The patina on it just looks super good. So this is like my number one replacement for Apple not having leather cases anymore. We'll talk about that in a second, but yeah, this is like my go-to leather case. Now you might be asking, why do I have two? One, I wanted to give you all different options. So camel tan and then just the normal brown leather. But they actually, when they first announced this one right here, the camel tan, that is the like pre-release version, I would say, because it didn't have a button for the action button yet. Whereas when they came out with the action button version, which is like their normal case they sell now, I asked for a different color just to kind of see how the case has changed, I guess, like the leather color. And one thing I'll point out is that the patina difference between the camel tan and the brown is pretty significant. The normal brown doesn't really have that much like patina or color changing at all to it, whereas the camel tan has a very significant amount, which I actually think looks better. But I wanted to, kind of get a few options going. Now, of course, it works with MagSafe. You got the little inscribed little MagSafe symbol on the inside, and it has buttons for all of the buttons now, which I would expect for an iPhone 15 case nowadays. But yeah, overall, these Andar leather cases are the ones that I am rocking pretty much daily. This right here is my daily driver out of all these cases. So if that tells you anything, I've dropped it a ton. It's super reliable. And yeah, I'll put a link in the description for these cases, but I stand by them, man. They're great. These next few cases are actually really interesting. So these are from a company called TAC, T-A-C. And their whole thing, it's even on their box over here. It says, think thin on the box. So like, that is their whole thing, is like thin cases. So these cases are extremely thin. So this one right here is just a clear case. It has cutouts individually for the cameras and sensors and flashes and things. But when you actually put this case on your phone, it is barely there. As I'm holding this, it doesn't feel like there's a case on this. You can obviously tell, like, because the texture is different, but like the thickness of it, essentially what I would expect from like a no case phone. It's like a little bit of a matte texture, a matte look to the phone. Very interesting to see a case like this. My biggest hesitation, even though there's the buttons are all sealed and it's a fully sealed case, wraps all the way around, it feels really thin to me, and I don't want to drop test my phone to test it out. But they claim, these are phone cases. They claim that they're going to protect your phone. I'm obviously not going to test that. I don't want to just like throw my iPhone 15 at the ground. But yeah, this is like a clear matte version, individual cutouts. It's extremely thin. It's almost like crazy to see how thin this is. They also have a version where it's like a full cutout for the camera, kind of like a normal case, I would say, I would expect. This one's a little bit different though, because unlike the individual cutout case, this one actually has no buttons for like the side or the action button, power button, all that kind of stuff. They're just completely cut out holes. So if you put it on your phone, obviously the buttons are gonna show through on the side. So it's just like even more thin than this one, which I already thought was crazy thin. This one doesn't even have buttons to it, but it still has that kind of like matte kind of finish to it. It's wrapped all the way around, so like in theory, it's gonna protect your phone from a drop. It's not gonna be able to hit any corners or anything like that. I'm mostly impressed with how thin these cases are. Because I mean, I wish you could feel it. Like obviously you can't, but like actually feeling it in person, it's very weird to experience a phone, like a case on a phone where it doesn't feel like there's a case on a phone. I don't know. And then probably my favorite one of all is their matte black one. This is the one, I mean, you can kind of see it in the camera. This looks so good. This is my favorite one. I think that this just looks spectacular. The other cool thing about the case is that at least two of them, I think the two with the individual cutouts, they came with MagSafe adapters. So the two with the individual lens cutouts came with these like sticky MagSafe adapters. So the case itself by default does not come with MagSafe capability. Because they're so thin, I mean, you can like literally flex the case. There's no where to put MagSafe. So the two cases here came with MagSafe that's actually color matched, which is interesting. So the white matte one has a white MagSafe ring that you can stick to the inside if you want to. And then the black, the matte black one has a black MagSafe somewhere around here. So if you wanted to, you can make them, I guess, MagSafe compatible. Technically, your phone would probably work with MagSafe through this case because it's so thin. But if you wanted to add that extra layer of MagSafeness, you could stick it on there if you wanted to as well. Now for the most unique case. This is from a company called Alumu or something. Alumu. I'm probably butchering that, but this one's really interesting. It's a thick case. I mean, it's like thick, like rubbery plastic. It's not, you know, it is not gonna flex, it is not gonna bend. This is like a solid case. But I really like this one because one, it's kind of see-through. It's this kind of like black, matte, plasticky texture, but it also has this like really cool see-through almost version. Like, you know those cases that show like the insides of phones? It's almost like that, but it's a little less see-through into the phone and a little more like, we're gonna disguise the MagSafe circle with this cool little silver thing. They got like cutouts where it says CPU cooling hole. Just little like Easter eggs along the whole case that I think actually look really cool and like kind of sci-fi. But I think a lot of cases that try to pull off that sci-fi look end up kind of looking cheesy. Whereas in my opinion, this one actually looks pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of like designed cases, if that makes sense. I really prefer just solid colors. But I wanted to try to find one that I actually enjoyed. I mean, that just looks so cool. So yeah, I think if I had to choose one with a design on it, it'd be something like this. Again, fully wrapped case. It has all the buttons are actually like extended buttons through the case, so they're not open to the environments, I guess you could say. Overall, I think this is like just one of the coolest looking cases I've seen in a while, and it's not super gaudy where it's gonna look kind of like a kid's phone case, if that makes sense. Like, you know when you got your first phone case back in the day and it was just like the weirdest looking thing ever because you were excited to like get a phone and put a phone case on it? Probably dating myself by saying that, but now we got to talk about the elephant in the room, which is Apple's own case. This is Apple's fine woven case. It is the most bizarre thing to me that this is a $65 case. And this from a brand that is like probably not super well known. It's just like an Amazon brand. This was like 40 bucks. And this to me feels better quality than the fine woven case. I mean, all of these do. Like these tat cases, especially the Andar case. I mean, it is bizarre to me that this is Apple's replacement for the leather cases, because to me, this holds nothing against these leather cases. And Apple used to make really good leather cases. The best way I can explain this is it genuinely feels like a cheap Alibaba type case, because the top of it, or the back of it, I guess, is what they call their fine woven material. And to me, it almost feels like a velvet that someone like shaved down as far as they could while it's still velvety. It's very like rough almost. It has this like weird like texture. Let's see if you can hear it. Then on the edges, they just have this like rubber, and there's like this hard seam in between the back and the edges. And to me, that comes off as like kind of like a cheaper looking case, which is crazy because it's $60+. The other thing is this, the case for it says iPhone 15 Pro fine woven case black. This is blue. This is not black. I don't know if you can tell. This is black. This is not black. This is blue. And it's fine when they do it with like other colors, when they say like, oh, it's a green and it's kind of like a lighter green than you expected, or it's gonna be blue, but it's actually like a really, really light blue, or yellow, but it's super pale yellow. But don't say this is black. I mean, I don't know why that bothers me so much, but again, when you're paying, this is $59 plus tax. Yeah, I kind of want a black case. If I mean, it feels like the simplest thing to get right to me. I don't know. I feel like I could go on and on about these fine woven cases. To me, they just seem bad. But that is going to be my top cases of 2024 so far. If I had to rate these, I would say that Andar is probably my favorite just all around. If you want a good case that's going to last a long time, Andar is the move. If you want something different, a little bit unique, almost kind of fun, I would say go for the tack cases. These things are, I mean, it's still just mind-blowing. Like every time I put them on, I can't believe there's a case on this phone. So if you want something a little bit unique, very, very minimal, these tack cases are just fantastic for that. And then if you want something fun, but a little bit more something going on than like this tack case where there's literally nothing, the Alumu case is just cool. I think this is a nice looking case. It's also sturdy, so it's gonna be super protective. And if you want to just spend your money and hate yourself, you could get the fine woven case. To say you have a case made from Apple, which I don't know. I'm sorry if you own a fine woven case and I'm just ripping on you. I'm just frustrated that this was $60. So yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I have an everyday carry video coming out soon. Office tour coming soon. There's a whole new thing to go over here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.